This time next year, you will need a new driver's license, one that's called the Real ID, to board a flight for the holidays and anytime you get on a plane.
But some say getting one has not been that easy. I-Team reporter Lolita Lopez has the information that could save you maybe time and perhaps a headache or two.
Next year, getting on an airplane or going into a federal courthouse will only be possible with a valid U.S. passport, military ID, or one of these, a Real ID.
We're at the DMV because I had quite an episode with them in trying to get my Real ID driver's license.
Anna Brief says after making an appointment months in advance and going through the process, she got a call weeks later that there was a problem with her passport.
I was told Homeland Security was hung up on my passport as well. And I'm thinking, I was born here. I was raised here. They have had documentation of me having my driver's license since I was 16.
This is among the issues the DMV is working to fix, but Director Steve Gordon says there are still some kinks.
So appointments are a little bit of a problem.
Yes, getting an appointment isn't easy, as the I-Team found out. Last month, we tried making appointments online, but none were available until next year. The DMV says walk-in is your better bet.
It used to be a 24-minute process. We've now got it down to about half that, about 12 minutes. We think we're going to take it to 8, maybe even shorter than that.
So that's the process once you get up to the window, though?
That's right. That's the process.
There's still a lot of waiting before you get to the window.
Let's see how this goes.
We went to DMV offices across Southern California to see how long the process really takes.
All right, walking into the DMV here in Van Nuys, got all my paperwork.
We had all the required documents.
Almost, but still here.
Once at the window, the process was quick, like DMV promised, but start to finish,
It took about 2 hours and 10 minutes.
for each of us, it took more than an hour and a half. To avoid that, new changes.
Even if there are longer wait times, we allow people now to check in with their mobile phone numbers. So we'll SMS you. We'll send you a text message, say, hey, you're next to the window.
So you can leave and come back. I actually got one of those texts. And Gordon says it's not just the long lines, but they're trying to avoid problems like online glitches and the very verification issues Anna had earlier this year.
We're launching probably in the January statewide, we're going to start launching some technology that'll help you upload those documents and then pre-check those documents, and they'll tell you whether or not that is the right document.
Other than wait times, we in the I-Team had no issues with the process, and we got our Real IDs in less than 2 weeks. But keep this in mind, there are roughly 20 million people expected to get them.
Our fear is that if we get out to the end of this thing and people all show up in the last month or the last day, it's not going to be a pleasant experience.
Okay, here are some tips straight from the DMV director. Wait times are published online and updated about every 15 minutes, so you can look for the office with the shortest wait. Also, about 60 offices are open on Saturdays. DMV says Saturday afternoons are usually quieter. And finally, you need very specific documents to get your Real ID. We'll have a link to what you need on our website at NBCLA.com. Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
All right, just to follow up on what Lita said, many of you have questions about the Real ID, like, how do you get one? What's it for? What happens if you don't have one? Well, 1 week from tomorrow, we're going to have a phone bank right here at NBC4 with people from the DMV to answer your questions. That's on December 4th, and it begins at 4 p.m.